Didn't I tell you time is on my side? Yes, it is. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. I told y'all, time is on my side. Now, let's take a big look at the big picture, shall we? Let's talk big picture. Now, looking at the big picture, Wack 100 I had a conversation with me, brother, right? Y'all remember it? So in this conversation that me and Wack is having, I mentioned Wacko. And he almost bit my head off about Wacko. He got real defensive when it came to Wacko. No time in the whole conversation did he get real defensive except for when it came to Wacko. So, first off, I want y'all to hit the like button because I know y'all want ready to get into this. Now, hit the like button, subscribe to the page if you're new, all those wonderful things, right? Need y'all to do that ASAP. Okay, now we finna get to the real. Because now that y'all done did that, Cash App Carceno if you want, Karceno, Super Chat if you want, and away we go. Now, here's the thing. There was major problems. major problems that was on the horizon. There were actually different elements of what was going on that people didn't know what the whole gist was. But he basically was accusing me of just making it up out the blue about Wacko. You know? Now, I said, okay. I'll just bite until I, hear from that other person I spoke to and I heard it from and get the information. I'll just fall back. And when I come back to you again and I have my information and all my ducks in a row, I don't want you to sit there and say I was lying. Because he tried to write me off as a liar. Why would I dig up Wacko just out of the blue? Why would I have a name for you like that? And say something like that? Knowing you two know each other. Why would I do that? It's because I knew something, Wack, and you know I knew. That's why you got so defensive and didn't want to cover it. But see, y'all didn't know. But let's listen. All the things that Wacko was doing, you was kind of taking credit for it. That's what I'm saying. Some of the stuff that Wacko did, a lot of people saying that they was crediting that to Wack, and I was like, oh, okay, that wasn't Wack. They was like, no, that's the other Wack. That ain't Wacko. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't lying. I'm not a liar. That's one thing I ain't. I ain't a liar. I won't lie.
I'm trying to tell you. One thing I won't do is lie.
Wacko. 63 hard, Wack. That's the same type of motorcycle. We live in the same motherfucking city outside of LA County. So what you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. People probably got it mixed up.
But they didn't have it mixed up. You knew what it was about, Wack. You knew about what it was about the whole time. He knew. Right? I was a liar. And I had to come correct. All I had to do was fall back. And that's what I did. I fell back. Right? And because I fell back, y'all want to know what happened after that? After I fell back? He go on Dub C and CJ Maxx show, right? And this what he say.
Keep it moving, bro. It don't have to be all this testosterone. I always said it word wrong.
You know what? I do want to issue an apology to somebody.
Who's that?
My brother Wacko. Westside Power Rule.
Okay, that's my partner right there. Shout out, that's my partner right there.
I made the decision not to communicate certain things to him in the business deal we was doing. Because I just felt like I could speak for him as his brother.
Right.
Right. But then I disregarded who he was as a businessman.
Okay.
Even though the decision I made wasn't wrong.
Right.
Right. I still should have communicated that with him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
right.
That kind of drove a wedge in our relationship. So I do want to give him I do want to apologize for that. Even though what I was doing was right, you still won at the end of the day. I should have communicated with him a little more about his business. You know what I mean?
It's all good.
You get so close to a person who you feel like, just let me get it done, let me get it done.
You hear that, Wacko?
But you still, at the end of the day, I still should have communicated with him a little more.
We healing over here, Wacko. It's all good.
You see? You see? Now you know. All of a sudden. You hear that? You hear that? Dude apologizing like Anita Baker. I knew I was wrong. That's why I'm singing you this song. Dude, it turned into Anita Baker. But I was the liar, though. And all y'all clowns talking about, what checked you? What checked you? I said, don't worry. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. He know, too. That's why he got so defensive. Now, didn't he just say, oh, I could call Wacko on the phone. That's my boy right there. Wacko ain't talking to you. He wasn't talking to you. That's why you apologize. Because you know you was wrong. Even though you feel you was right, you were wrong. So the person you need to be apologizing is to me. That's who should get the apology. I should get it. Don't run that apology to me. Say, oh, I know what you're talking about now. See what I told you? Now you see? This is how it goes when you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. But I was all kind of liars and deceivers, tricksters, and all that nonsense, right? I was all that. But now, Situations done flip. Nobody remember that no more now. Now, I've been proven right. Everybody just shut up and move on. They don't want to give me my proper etiquette. Nobody want to tell C-No he was right. I was expecting to hear C-No if it wasn't for you. But nah, people never got respect for nothing you do. That's why you always got to keep grinding. Keep grinding and keep shining. That's why I keep taking every little victory I can. And then keep it moving. Get a little victory here, keep it moving. Now, well, Wack 100 is doing business now because he's trying to get game back into prominence and get game back moving and building up interest. But here's the thing. Clubhouse is good for building up popularity and keeping garbage going back and forth, keeping people's name out there and all of that. But these are people that's not buying anything. They're not purchasing anything. What purchasing power do they have? Really? These are people that's just there. They're not buying anything from anybody. Well, it's like this, man. I remember back in my day, we had people who understood the difference between real and fake. See, when you're real, you don't have to tell people you're real. A real person don't never have to go around talking about, yo, man, because I'm real. You don't got to do that. That's nonsense. That defeats the purpose. If I have to go around and tell everybody, yo, man, I'm real. Don't forget, man, because I'm real. And I must not be as real as I thought. Because if I was real, people would know it. But then you get these guys out here who try to portray that every time they come outside. They try to portray, I'm real. Now, one of these guys said, man, why don't you work with academics like Wack did? Look at Wack. He working with academics now, and look where he going. Okay, he working with academics. Why is he just not getting a YouTube page? Wack got more juice than academics. He's actually in the game doing something. So Wack got way more juice. But here's the other scenario. Wack 100 his juice and clout he got. It's a lot of people on the East Coast don't really deal with him. Like his East Coast connection was rest in peace, DJ K Slay. And vice versa. He'd come to the West Coast, they made sure he was good out there. He'd go to the proper areas and everything else. He was all good. So he didn't have any problems. He was A1 every time he rolled out. Now, I'm not saying he ain't got no East Coast connections now. I'm just saying, now it's a little different when you navigating around and gotta go through the process of what you're doing. Academics can't get you no golden ticket. He can't. It's like, yo, I got you. Come to the city, you know. I got you. Don't worry about it. He ain't got that. And that's one thing I give Joe Budden a little bit of credit for. He's kind of stayed away from the academic show. You know, like the type of goofies he hang with, he kind of stayed away from them. That's why I say me and Joe kind of have agreements in certain areas, but we do disagree on a lot of his practices. It's his ego. Joe's ego is what I have a huge problem with. His delusion of grandeur. Something he doesn't see as a problem, I might see as a problem. Oh man, this is how the whole game goes, man. Because one, why would I want to work with academics? For what? I don't make his kind of content. I ain't sitting around there disrespecting people 24 hours a day, talking about how I'm gonna jump them, bust their head when I see them, and all that good. That ain't good. That's not for me, bro. It's not for me. I don't deal with that kind of entertainment. It's not my style. My style is cut and dried, you know. My style is the raw, uncut, giving you info that other people haven't really spoken on, talking about the music industry. This dude's supposed to be in the industry so much, but yet know very little about it. Where's your videos giving these young dudes the guidance they need to move forward in the music business? How come I'm not hearing that? I'm not hearing any of that from you. You know what I'm getting from academics? Garbage. Oh, you got this new track out. Guess what? It's garbage. Academics got one thing in common with everybody else out there. Garbage. Trash man comes on Tuesday. Hassan, you know, he's been doing his usual, but he's cleaned it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So you don't hear me going after him because he really hasn't done anything extra outside of what he do. I still don't deal with him. But they might. You know, now that he's, I guess, signed with academics. You know, I don't care how much money academics can claim, so he can make me. You know, I'm not going to sign with any person who I feel have a very weak moral compass. So if I can't trust your moral judgment, then there's no need for us to really have a conversation about anything, because none of us would be in contact with one another. The world is big enough if people realize that it is. You know, you got all these clowns out here trying to make content and don't even understand what content really means or what it is. So they're stuck in this bubble of trying to appease people. They're trying to appease someone else's idea of what they think it should be. If that makes any sense to you. Oh, Wack spoke to me and was like, "Oh man, you still on that nonsense?" I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk about academics ever. That don't really do anything for me. Talking about him. I get more views talking about real people that people actually know. People think like, oh, you talk about academics for the views. What views from him? Nobody cares. I'm making the video so that any of his followers or anybody who do, they'll know there's a video out there that disagreed and that I disagreed with that behavior. Other than that, that's the only reason I make it. I don't really make it because I need to talk about him. He should know that. Hopefully he's not that stupid. You know, I don't care about his money. Who cares? So a lot of people making money and way more than academics. So why wouldn't I care about LeBron James's money? Right? He got way more than academics. So why would I care about that? So those deflections is what you use. So don't put your projections on me, on what I would do, because no, that's how you think, not me. Wack 100 that called, trying to make me out to be the liar when he knew full well what I was talking about with Wacko. Now he know that the talk was you basically was taking some credit for doing something, you know, that was Wacko. And whatever this deal was that y'all was doing, you went ahead and did some things and then consult with Wacko. So Wacko felt a certain way. You should have had that conversation with him. You're speaking for him. That's what this whole situation was about. He just clarified it right then and there. What the whole issue was. Now, he's saying that ain't nobody told you that. Ain't nobody said nothing. Dog, if I got that information and you out here apologizing for that, now you understand you had a problem with Wacko, and Wacko had a problem with you for what you did, speaking on his behalf without conversating with that man. But yet, I was the one that was lying. I was the one who wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? You see, that's the kind of nonsense right there I'm talking about. That's the kind of nonsense that'll get people right there jammed up. Now, I want to see how many of you go to Wack and say, see, Sino told you about Wacko and all that, and you did all that yapping. Yap. Yeah, you ain't got no proof of that. Who said that? Who said what? No, nobody. See, when Wack talk like that, that's when you know he's lying. Or he's trying to cause a commotion to avoid the original question. Remember when the dude did that interview? He's like, look, talk to P. What you mean talk to P? I ain't gotta talk to P. Don't talk to me, man. Talk to P. Why? Yeah, talk to P. Don't talk to me. And once he started going down where Wack stayed, where all that is, then that's when Wack started going off, right? You don't know nothing about Wack. Dude, like I told you, don't talk to me, talk to P. You know what I'm saying? Some real dudes from New York came in there and told him what was what. So while they riding the clout chase lane, it's gonna be some real ones that's out on the streets already who just keep tired of. They get tired of hearing it, like getting brought up to them. They not going on Clubhouse. They outside on the streets heavy. They ain't got time to be running the Clubhouse. That's what y'all kids do. They don't do that. They grown men. The hell they need to be on Clubhouse for? They ain't got no time for that. They active in the streets. So what do they need to be on Clubhouse for? Man, there was so much going on out there in these streets that was so real. People have no idea. I was sick and tired of hearing people talk BS. It was just like, man, I'm sick of hearing it because they was just full of nonsense and it just was draining. It's like playing a game called Big Picture. You know, when you see the real big picture and you start to notice things, you say, "Damn, okay, I get it now." That's how it is. Wack 100 see the big picture is the money will be down the road as long as I keep this whole trolling thing rolling. So as long as that's the case, they're going to say it can't work. The situation is a no-go. And because of that weight that everybody is talking about, everybody be thinking and talking heavy, breathing heavy, but nobody seem to have no energy or any type of energy or the proper energy to deal with the situations. And that, my friend, is a big problem. Yeah, okay, let's say like the Big U situation, right? Let's say, all right, Big U grab him, right? And they have a conversation, they get wild. He put and he put his hands on him, right? What does that do to Big U, right? Mm-hmm. Well, some of these dudes are asking for some act right, and everybody trying to put a battery in his back to get Wack to go out there and do something crazy. Well, here's the thing, man. When you get involved in all of this rah and talking, you got the game out here capping. 50 Cent only had one classic album. That was the Get Rich or Die Trying. I got like maybe 5 or 6 joints that I've done that's already classics. You know, it's like, come on. Since Game's second album, nobody really was checking for Game. He did the Red album, and I think that's about it. Nobody really was, the Jesus Peace album and all that. Nobody was really checking for Game. Game was, he turned into a troll, you know, because Game is just a diss rapper. You know, he needs someone to help him structure the songs. You know, all of his hit songs or the records that people bumped had other people on them. I mean, think about it. And everybody's screaming about academics again. Okay, let's talk about this and address it really quick. Academics. What is he talking about today? Besides the nonsense he spoke about before. All he talking about, YSL, Gunna, rapper deceased, some people got shot in Gary, black people dying or doing violence. Not one positive message has come from this man. Why are you talking about academics? That's all I'm saying. The man has nothing. Now that we've proven all of you wrong, you guys have heard the interview or conversation, whatever you want to call it, with me and Wack 100. You heard I brought up the Wacko situation. I'm the only human being out of all these big majors who has done the interview. I'm the only one to bring up Wacko. No credit from nowhere else, right? I'm the only one to bring up Wacko, and I brought it right up to Wack personally. And he wants to know who told me what. Right? Who told you that? Nobody told you that. No, he wants to know who told me that, because he actually knows what's going on. And now, when he came out there on the show, he publicly apologized to Wacko. So Sino knew what he was talking about, and you knew I knew, but you couldn't give me that credit. See, I know the game you was playing, because I know you had academics on the other end of the phone like a little trick at 12 o'clock at night. On the other end of the phone just listening. See, that's how hoes operate. We're used to that. So I know the game. That's why I let you get your front off. Academics is a friend. Like, I'm quite sure he's gonna appreciate the way you promoted him. He's a mule. Keep using him. Now, with that being said, I want to just say thank you for your time listening. Hopefully it didn't take up too much of your time. And 100% want to say shouts out to everybody out there doing something positive. Shouts out to Ed Kwame Brown Bus Life. Everybody in my family's doing well. Everybody's recovering well. God bless your families. God bless all the people you might have lost this year. I say a blessing and prayer to all of you. Hoping that all your days are blessed and heavenly. COVID is serious. A lot of these illnesses are serious. So take precautions and be safe. I'm out.